to Bridging the Generation podcast. I'm your host, Malak Arif. And today, as you can see, we have a very, 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 very special guest. We have the one and only, the legend, Jacci McGhee. How are you doing, Queen?
I'm good. How are you, King? I am good.
I'm doing great now that I have you here, you know. And I hope you have some time. I hope you have a little time. I know that you're a busy woman. I hope you have a little time to chop it up with me.
No, I do. I haven't been. My daughter's over here. Like, that's the crazy thing about being home. And she know I can't have pasta, but she want me to taste a piece of pasta for her.
Oh, okay. What are you on? Like no gluten type diet?
Well, I'm having problems with my esophagus, so I have to watch eating pasta and stuff because it's acidic. Oh, it's good. Now get out. I'm doing an interview. She coming in here with a damn pasta piece.
It's all good. Yeah. It's all good.
Sorry.
It's all good. So, Miss McGhee, first of all, how you holding up with this whole, COVID, this whole coronavirus thing? How's that, has it affected you, at all? How you maintain?
You know what? To me, the only way it affected me and my family, is the fact that because my daughter, she's diabetic. She's type 1 diabetic. So that whole thing was, y'all got to keep her in the house, I don't go by none of that nonsense. I mean, she stayed in the house for the first like 3 months. Gotcha. She was outside. She was outside playing, around the house or whatever, but she wasn't going out. Like I wouldn't take her to the stores and stuff with me. Because I was like, I don't know what y'all spraying in the damn air. I don't know what kind of virus y'all talking about.
Yeah.
But what the hell are y'all spraying in the air? That's what I'm worried about.
Nah, no doubt.
In the air.
No doubt. So I'm with you.
At the end of the day, it's, to me, we were affected by it because everything is you got to wash your hands 15,000 times. Then on top of it, you got to do yeah, a little bit. I'm sorry. I told you
it's all good. I got you in.
I'm like, why? But like I said, because my daughter's diabetic, so she has to ask me what she can eat. Because she gets shots to eat, she get insulin to eat. So sorry guys, but I got to be mommy nurse at the same time.
I know what it is.
So like I was saying, the COVID thing, it affected only the fact that because she was diabetic, but I went out every day. And let me tell you something, everybody else could play scared and all of that. I was going out getting my green tea from Dunkin' Donut every day.
There you go.
I was just going, I mean, I had to wear the mask and stuff because they said wear it inside. But other than that, I was like, okay, wash your hands, wear the mask.
Right.
And that's it. But, I don't believe in the mask thing anyway. I think it's a bunch of crocker, you know what. So
yeah. It's a lot of conspiracy theories going on with that, man. I just, try to take precaution, but I'm with you. I personally don't believe that a mask is going to stop you from getting whatever that they got out here, but we be talking about that. That's a whole
other hour. Yeah, for an hour. The whole Q-tip up the nose all the way to your brain. What is that? I'm like, come on, y'all.
Exactly.
They doing too much. But we can go ahead away from COVID because we be talking about COVID all night.
well, Miss McGhee, whatever you eating, I'm gonna tell you this: you look amazing. Your skin look better than mine.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. I am 54 strong.
No way.
I thank the Most High every day.
No way. I don't believe in Miss McGhee. I'm sorry. Yeah. It's no way. It's 54.
No way. And you know what? I love every minute of being it because I'm like, okay, who's 54 with me now? I got to go search for everybody. Yeah. So Janet Jackson's 54. Okay. Halle Berry's 54. I think Johnny Gill might be 54.
Yeah, Johnny Gill. I think Gerald Levert, if he was still living,
Gerald probably would have been 54.
We talking about 66.
Oh Lord.
No. I'm thinking like birth year, like 66, 1966. So Ronnie DeVoe, I think he's 54.
Is right? No, I think Ronnie's younger. I think Ronnie, because I know Bobby is.
He's definitely younger.
Ronnie is. I think Ronnie turned 50 last year. Okay. So he might be 51 now.
Wikipedia, man. Wikipedia be telling lies, man. I gotta stop believing what's on Wikipedia.
Yeah. I ain't gonna say nothing, but It's somebody that I know that their age is not their age, but I ain't saying no names. I'm gonna
Hey, we gonna leave that alone. All I know that you look fabulous. I'm just gonna say that.
Thank you.
So look, Miss McGhee. I want to really get into your story because I feel like you have a amazing story, and this is why I'm honored to have you on my platform. You know, I've done my homework on you. I've been a fan of you since I was a kid. You know, I'm a diehard fan, and I really want to, like I said, I really want to be able to allow you to tell your story because, again, you know, it's very interesting. And I think I feel it should be told. So, with that being said, Ms. McGhee, I want to start from the beginning. Like, where exactly are you originally from? Where exactly are you originally from?
I am from New York. I was born in the Bronx, and my mom moved us. We went down south in when I was like in the 4th grade, 3rd or 4th grade. We moved down south. So I was raised in the South for my, for the rest of my, elementary, junior high, high school. So I was in marching band and all of that. And then I moved back to New York when I was 18. Right before my 18th birthday, I moved back to New York. So I graduated from high school. I had scholarships for music, and I didn't take my scholarships because I was like, I want to sing and I want to try this now. So let me go back to New York since I have a little in the business. I was like, let me get my in and try. So
now what do you mean you're in? What do you mean by that? you're
well, in. my brother-in-law is a saxophone player. Well, he plays everything. And he played for M2 He was in the group Change. He was he played for Atlantic Star. He played for the crazy thing is he played for New Edition, and I went to see New Edition when they were singing, all the Candy Girl and all of that. Never knew that we were all going to end up being, under the same umbrella, which is MCA. Universal Records. On top of yeah, and on top of me and BBD had the same manager, Hiram Hicks. So we became family, and I would have never known that from going to their show when I was like 13, watching them do that. So my in was through my brother-in-law, Vincent Henry. He, because he was with Change and M2 and all of them, I got to go and watch them live, be on stage. And here I am like 12, 13, watching M2 and them doing Juicy Fruit and all of that. Me and he and tearing the stage up. And an Atlantic Star, I'm watching Sharon Bryan singing Circles and all of that. Like, I was so able to do so much, I was just in awe because I always wanted to sing.
Right.
So that was my in, because that's when I met Johnny Kemp and Allison Williams and a whole bunch of Melissa Morgan, all of them. So when I turned 17 and I graduated from high school, instead of taking my scholarships for music, I came to New York and said, I'm going to sing. I got to get in the business some type of way. And my in was my brother-in-law. That was my in, for me being out and people seeing me, so.
Okay. So let's go back a little bit. You said that you were originally from the Bronx and you moved down south. Now, where exactly down south did you move to?
I moved to Spartanburg, South Carolina, which is close to Greenville for anybody that know that area.
Right.
We lived there for a while, and then in high school, I moved to Virginia, and I lived with my grandparents in Virginia, and I graduated from school in a little town outside of Lynchburg, Virginia, called Madison Heights. So that's where I went to school in Amherst County, whatever. Country, still country to this day. Still country.
When the last time you've been down there?
Oh my gosh.
My sister,
I haven't been there. I haven't been there since my grandparents passed. That was the last time I went home. And I call it home too. But when your grandparents, I still have my cousins and stuff there, and I need to go. You about to get me in trouble because I was supposed to make a trip. But I haven't been, like I said, I haven't been there since like maybe 2000 something, 2003, 4.
So Ms. Jacci, when I want to go back a little bit. What initially got you into singing? Like let's go before you mentioned your brother-in-law. Let's go back before then, when you were younger. When did you get the singing bug? When did you get bit by the singing bug and realize like I got a really good voice, and this can, this is something I enjoy. When did that start?
I was little when I was singing, little. And my mother had 5 girls, 1 boy. I'm the baby girl. So I used to sing, I'm little and I'm singing, and my mother was like, oh, my baby can sing, because my mother sings. And she's like, oh, my baby can sing. So she used to make me sing My Cherie Amour. And then it was when I really started liking music and wanting to sing, my mother was playing Jean Carn, Phyllis Hyman, and Jean Carn, Phyllis Hyman, Aretha Franklin, and Tina Turner. So what influenced me the most was Jean Carn and Phyllis Hyman's tone. That's what made me want to sing, listening to them. And I'm like, I like that, the raspiness they have in their voices. That, and that it touches your soul. Even Tina, Tina had that I loved about her voice. And I was a huge Tina Turner fan since I was little. And I know my mother was like, I don't know what's wrong with my child, but we like Michael Jackson and all of them, but I love Tina Turner and Phyllis Hyman. That was my thing. So that's when I knew that I had something, because I started singing along with them. And Shaka started singing along with them.
Rufus.
And I'm like, okay, I like this. So yeah,
you got it. What range do you sing in? You're an alto?
I used to be a soprano. No lie. I was a soprano all day. I'm an alto now.
What we're hearing from you, like what we are accustomed from hearing you, that's the alto range, correct?
Yeah, I'm an alto now for sure. But even like when I was doing live shows, and even though I sing in the alto area, when it was time for me to scream and go up and do my soprano notes, I can do those. But now Miss Soprano, she out of pocket right now. So we're gonna stay on down here. But
I know that's right. So look, let's how like you said, you grew up in Spartansburg, South Carolina. How was it like, growing up in cause that's the South, I believe. Is that where the college is at, right? Clemson University?
Clemson's not far. Clemson's not far. Clemson's like an hour, about an hour away from Spartanburg, hour and a half away from Spartanburg. We used to have our band competition, our marching band competitions, and I'll play symphonic band competitions in Clemson. It was, what I loved about it, being from New York, and coming from New York, coming from the South Bronx, and going down.
How was that transition coming from New York?
It was crazy. It wasn't good for us at first. Like we had to adjust, because coming from the South Bronx, going to, the country, that was a whole different. But my mother is she's retired now, but my mother was a nurse, so she got way more for her money down there. So when we moved down there, it was like, oh shoot, we have a pool, we have a jacuzzi, we got a tennis court. Like what's going on? So a dishwasher, So us making that transition, it was good for us, but it wasn't like at first we had problems with we had racial problems, and then not only with white people, being racist against us, it was also our people being racist against us because we were from New York. That's what I didn't like. I want to test you because you're from New York. Like, what does that mean? We from the Bronx, and we do fight, but my mother didn't play that fighting mess. She was like, I'm not coming to school if I got to come off my job and come to school for anything. I'm busting ass and taking names. That's all she had to say. Excuse my French. I'm just saying that was Brenda. So, it wasn't, we weren't troublemakers anyway. My mother never raised us to be like that. So, we had to fight a little bit, but for the most part, I ended up getting into music early on, and I actually got to sing with some bands. My mother let me sing with some bands, but I couldn't go in the clubs. She would not let me go in the clubs. She would let me do the stuff like the spring flings and stuff, but she would not let me go in clubs. She was like, absolutely not. You know.
So you did like talent show. You was able to do like talent shows around the area, things like that.
Yeah, we did. Because I was playing with a little band, but I sung with this girl. She was a guitar player. Her name was Alfreda King. So you know that was good in country.
And two names.
We played with her. I don't know where Alfreda is to this day, but I love her to pieces. But we played with her, and she's so much older than we were. Me and my other girlfriend, Karen, we sung. We were her background singers, you know, and we just sung, and we got into it more and more, and that's what really gave me the bug to want to sing and be on stage.
Now hold on, Miss Jackie. I hate to interrupt you for a second,
no,
but
go ahead.
Did any of your siblings, any of your siblings did they sing also?
One of my sisters, she sings, but she never wanted to like come out and sing. But we used to harmonize together all the time. That was my singing partner. She was my next to oldest sister, and that was my singing partner. You could not break us up with the singing. It was like we hear right like this on the singing. So if I needed to harmonize on something, I'm like, okay, Bryn, this is a song we got to sing. We got to learn this. And remember back in the day, you could go buy the magazines with all the lyrics in it.
Right.
To every album, every little hit song, Sister Sledge, everybody was in it. You going through the pages trying to find your song.
Well, some of the albums, most of the albums had
lyrics in it too. Right. But if we didn't have the album and we needed the lyrics, we went and bought the lyric magazine that had lyrics in it.
Now you going a little, that's before my time, Miss Jackie. I don't know about that.
I'm sorry. I went back a little bit. I'm coming back. Let me come back to the hip hop Jackie. Okay.
Yeah, I know that. Like I said, I got vinyl right here. As you know, I got some vinyl. Yeah, I got some. Here we go. I got vinyl.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a bunch of these laying around. Hold on. I got more. Hold on, Miss Jackie.
You got more?
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay. Yeah. Oh, and you got Luther on vinyl. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I got this all day. But no, that's what I remember. Like what you telling me, I'm not even gonna lie.
You was like, huh? What part was that, right?
Yeah, and I'm getting up there. So no, continue.
I was gonna say, what's up there? What does up there mean?
I'm approaching.
Up there is where I am, which is a good place.
No, I'm getting older, but I'm getting better.
That's right. You get smarter, you get wiser.
There you go. I need whatever you taking. I need to get on that because your skin. I'm sorry, I can't stop staring at your skin, Miss Jackie. Your skin is amazing. You got the. What's the movie? What's the movie? The Glow.
You so funny.
The Kung Fu movie.
I know what you're talking about.
The Last Dragon. You got the glow. You got that glow.
Stupid. Oh my God. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Nah, you look amazing. I can't. Let me stop. Let me get back to the interview mode.
So silly.
I apologize. So look,
no, that's okay.
So let's take it. Let's fast forward a little bit. So you just discussed, what influenced you as you were younger. You talk about, your brother. You talked about your brother-in-law. How he kind of introduced you to some of the artists in the industry. What led to your big break in the industry?
Well, when I came up to New York when I was 17, almost 18. Okay. I started working with Johnny Kemp, even though I knew Johnny Kemp, just got paid. Johnny Kemp
just got paid. Yeah.
We started working together when I was 18. Okay. I was in a band with Johnny and my brother-in-law and another friend of ours, whose person was actually his band. And they were featuring me to help bring me out, like to get me used to being on stage more and really, really singing. And like I said, I was able to be around the Melissa Morgans and, you know, Allison Williams and all of them. So I was learning from them. But my brother-in-law also he played for Freddie Jackson as well. So I started like going to Freddie shows, and you know, I was always learning from everybody. But I was in bands myself, and I was in their little bands first. But then when I branched off into my own, I met Teddy Riley. And when I met Teddy Riley, I was 19. A friend of mine who was in a group with Teddy. What were their little names? Was it Kids at Work? Kids at Work.
Yeah, Kids at Work. Kids at Work.
Kids at Work, and his name was Clarell. He introduced me to Teddy. And
now this when he was recording out of his apartment.
Yes. But
because I heard from what I heard he did that entire the first Guy album. He recorded that in his apartment.
He probably did. Did. Because when me and Teddy got together, we had a band. We put a band together. When we met, we decided we was gonna put a band together and have the band. And we played like all the little spots, you know, in Harlem and Queens or whatever have you. And Gene Griffin was his manager then, and Gene was in jail. But he was telling everybody, take care of them, take care of Teddy and Jackie.
I heard Gene was a gangster, man.
Oh no, he definitely was. Definitely.
Yeah, I heard he was on something else, but go ahead.
No, because that's a whole nother hour.
That's a whole nother, go ahead.
That's a whole nother hour. But no, we had our band and we did our stuff, but then we kind of all went our separate ways. You know, it was actually in the band with us too, Omar Chandler, that did the song with Rob Bass, Joy and Pain. And then he had his solo record, but he was in our band too. It was all of us. We look crazy because it's a picture. I got a picture on Instagram with our band. We look nuts.
I think I got that somewhere around here, Joy and Pain, somewhere around here.
Yeah, Joy and Pain, Rob Bass, Joy and Pain. Omar Chandler, he was the one that did the vocals on it. And he was in the band with us, and he's deceased now. But we had our band, and then we kind of all went our separate ways again. And then I was in a band, and this guy comes in that I know. He's actually my father-in-law now. He comes in to this gig that we have, and he said, Jack, I want you to meet somebody that's from my band. He's working on his own album. And I was like, okay. And he said his name is Keith. That's all right. So I had a set that night, and he was there for the set. And then after the set, Keith was like, you know, I like your voice. I like your voice. And you know, he's trying to be extra too. And I was like, nobody checking for you. But he kept saying, you know, I want you to come in the studio. Yeah, baby, you know, you can sing, I want you to come in the studio. I'm working on a record. I'm working on a single right now. And you know, so I was like, hey, okay. It took a month for me to go to the studio. Finally, he called me for the last time, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna come. When I got to the studio, Teddy was there. And I was like, what you doing here? And he was like, what you doing here? I said, well, Keith asked me to come, but obviously he didn't know we knew each other. Okay. So, you know, he was like, yeah, I'm working on a project. I said, you sure you working on a project, Teddy? And he was like, yes, I'm working on a project. So I said, okay, if you working on it, then I'm gonna work on it. I'll help y'all. I'll come in and do something or whatever. Okay. From there, we did Don't Stop Your Love. We did they were working on our Wanna, and then we did Make It Last Forever. And that was like, because I knew Teddy, right? It was like, you know, and I know how Teddy plays, and I know vocally how he wanted me to sing or do something, you know, whatever, because we had our band. It was easy for me to do, you know, because Teddy would say, Jack, I need you to sing this right here, you know, and he'll say, do the ooh, you know, part. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So I was singing, and then he's like, okay, so sing this part, and then Keith wants you to sing this verse right here. Okay. And he's gonna sing it to you and tell you how it's supposed to go. Then we're gonna let you do ad libs. So they pretty much let me do, let me do what I wanted to do on the record. But kept it still structured the way they wanted it to come out. I can't lie, I did not like Keith's voice, not even a little bit.
Hold on, time out. Yo,
no.
Hold on, we got an exclusive. You did not like Keith? You didn't like Keith's voice?
I did not, no. I did not like Keith's voice. But the tracks was so banging that I was like, the track is so crazy. This is ridiculous. But when I tell you,
hold on, let me just say something real quick, and please don't forget what I'm going to say. When I first heard Keith Sweat, you know who I thought he was? I thought he was
Steve Arrington.
I thought it was Steve Arrington.
Thank you.
I thought he was Steve Arrington. So I like Slave. So
me too.
I don't know, maybe you wasn't a big Slave fan or
whatever.
No,
I love Slave, and that was the only reason why I could say, yeah, okay. Because when I heard his voice on I Wanna, I was like, okay, I can work with that. Because I like Steve Arrington, and he reminded me of Steve Arrington, but I thought that Steve Arrington was dope, even more doper than Keith was. I was like, I don't know about this.
Steve Arrington was no joke.
No joke.
He was no joke.
That's why I was like, I don't know, I don't know if this is going to hit or not. It was, I had no idea what Make It Last Forever was going to do, what that album was going to do, the whole Make It Last Forever album. Had no idea.
Okay. Let me stop you again, Miss McGhee. Okay. See, we talking about, I don't think you realize, you do, but I don't think the people realize when you guys put that together, that was really technically like the first New Jack Swing album. That was like the birth of New Jack Swing. Now, at that time, did that particular sound, were they calling it that? Because I was really young, but I vividly remember the sound, but I don't remember were they actually calling that like New Jack Swing? Like, did you notice that sound was going to take over for like the next, what we talk about, next 7-8 years?
They didn't call it anything at first. It wasn't labeled anything. And then I think some cat at Billboard wrote a
Barry Michael Cooper. Barry Michael Cooper.
Yeah, wrote something.
But I didn't know what year. I know he didn't want coined the phrase, but I'm trying to figure out, I don't know what year he coined it.
Yeah, me either. But I know once that was written, it went all over the place. It was just like New Jack Swing, New Jack Swing, New Jack Swing. Whatever he did, he came up with the right word. The right words. That whole New Jack Swing. And just like having whoever came up with jazz and said, oh, call that jazz, or call that rock. Whoever said to do that, it was working. Because what Teddy did, New Jack Swing is the best thing that you can call what he had. Because think about jazz and how jazz had swing to it. But jazz didn't have the beat to it. So Teddy loved a good kick. It gotta the kick on them drums, everything gotta be banging. Everything had to be everything. That's what made it become live and made it make sense to call it New Jack Swing, because everything was, we gotta do the running. Everybody got to do, everything had to be the running man. Everything had to be,
But if you look at it, Miss Jackie, the shift, like, I thought long and hard about this question before I was going to ask you, and I really tried to figure out what was really the official first, because a lot of people probably say Guy's first album, but I believe that came out the second year. That came out after Make It Last Forever.
Keith was the first. Keith Sweat was really the first New Jack Swing album, period. Because even Teddy.
So talk about the shift. Like, did you realize like there was a shift in music and black music around that time? Because you had the Atlantic Stars, you had the Gladys Knight and the Pips, and a lot of the older acts. They were kind of getting up there, and it seemed like you talk about just being in the middle of that, in the you know, just in the center of all of that, of this new shift.
It's because it's like how it is now with the shift from New Jack Swing to trap music, or you know, whatever they have that's popping to them. The way, you know, the way that people rap now compared to the way they were rapping before. Like you said, it's like now we're the ones that's the old school. Well, you know, our people always labeling something. I don't care if it's cereal, we're gonna label it. So now we the old school, and now the new school people are the ones that, like, you know, they do the trap beats and they rap in a whole different way. But coming from that era, because I loved Atlantic Star, the SOS band, who else? I don't want to leave nobody out.
Midnight Star and
Midnight Star. Thank you. Midnight Star. Who?
Shalimar.
Oh, Shalimar. Right. Yeah. It was like so many freaking groups out, and it's almost like we didn't want to leave the groups alone though, because the groups, that's what the real shows came from those groups. You know, that's what real concerts were. That's when you go and sweat your hair out. You know, and then that whole shift came, like I said, because you know, and when that shift came, it went from that to high top phase. Let's get these you know, these crazy pants on, whatever colors we gonna do. You know, remember we was wearing cross colors and we was wearing all kind of stuff. I don't even know how old you were then. But
I was a kid. I wanted, when I was a kid, when everybody else wanted to be Michael Jordan, I wanted to be Keith Sweat.
Wow.
I wanted to be Keith. I remember when that album came out, I was like 10. And I said, what is this? This is different. And it just was something. When I first heard your voice and you sang that, I want to do what you do, because you do it so special. But when you know, when you start that song off, I was like, and then you hear the beat come in. I'm like, this is different. What is this? And did you know that sound was going to dominate music for the next?
No, you know what? I knew that Teddy had something. I knew Teddy had something that was incredible. I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you.
That song went number. That's another thing. I just want to interject real quick. Like, that song went number 2 on the charts. That was a huge song. Like, that song, you know what, dominated the summer of like 87 and 88. That song dominated.
It was 88, 88, 87, because it came out 87, 88, but 89 is when it really, you know, we were up for a Soul Train Award, up against Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror. I was like, we gonna lose, so ain't no sense in us getting happy, you know. But I was so excited that it was with Michael Jackson. I ain't care. I was like, I don't care if we lose. We lost right to Michael, and I was so happy that Michael won for Man in the Mirror. I ain't know what to do with myself. So the thing is, with the you know, the timing of the album and how it went, we went on the road. So we only did the video for "Don't Stop Your Love."
You was in that video too with the
I was in that video because that's me singing on "Don't Stop Your Love." My hair was,
you had your hair.
Oh my God, I had some Tina Turner looking hairdo. And looking crazy, but that we did that video and we hit the road, and we were out on the road so much that everything, all the songs just started hitting, and they were going crazy on the Billboard charts. So we never did a video for "Make It Last Forever" because we were on the road so much.
I was going to ask you about that.
It was already a hit. So it was like, what do y'all need a video for? You know, the record company, like, we can save money. Y'all already did the damn thing on the road. We're not doing a video. We don't need one. So,
what was the first single? What was the first? Was I Wonder? Was that the single, the first single on that album?
I'm trying to remember. Was I Wonder? Yeah, I Wonder was the first single, and then "Don't Stop Your Love," and then it was "Make It Last." I think.
I did not like "Don't Stop Your Love" when it came out.
You know what?
I didn't like that. I didn't like how he said. And it's crazy because that's probably like one of my favorite songs on the album now. But when that came out, I didn't like it.
You know what? You were little, so you were like, "What is he talking about?" You know, to my girl, I've been watching
over and over. My sister played that over and over again. Like it used to drive me crazy. You know.
No, I'm trying to think. What's my favorite song on that album?
It's the greatest hits album. It ain't really it's not a bad song on there.
It's not. It's really not.
You can look at that album almost like a greatest hits album.
It is. It really is. But no, I'm gonna tell you what was my song. How Deep Is Your Love?
Oh
was my song.
Yeah. That wasn't a single. We didn't release that as a single though.
No, but just us doing on the road.
Too long for radio.
Like, yeah. That was a radio. That was a radio late night joint.
Yeah.
You put that on and everybody got all that bass bumping in their cars. Because that's when everybody was going to the club. They had to get all right before they got to the club at 1 o'clock. That's in New York.
So where were you living at? Where were you staying at around it? Where were you staying at around that time?
New York. I was in New York.
Okay.
I was in New York. So I wasn't, I was doing my stuff. But from me doing, the whole thing with Keith and Teddy and Make It Last blowing up, then I was offered my own record deal. And that's when they had the little bidding wars. So I had different labels bidding on me. So I had to have these little two Jewish attorneys come in and, negotiate my deal. And then I ended up with Make It Last. I ended up with MCA Universal.
Okay, now let me stop you there for a second because we move. Okay. You're going a little fast. You fasting forward.
I'm sorry. Go back.
I wanted to say that for later. We go get to them MCA years, Miss McGhee. We go get to them. But after that project, I noticed. I remember you did vocals for Salt and Pepper's Expression.
Oh yeah.
I vividly remember that song, but I had no idea that was you on the vocals. How did that come about?
A lot of people don't know. Well, I met Herbie because we did shows with Salt and Pepper. Keith Sweat was doing shows with Salt and Pepper. So I met Herbie Lovebug. Then when we were out on the road, we all became good friends. Actually, now Herbie and his whole family is my family. His mother, that's my third mama, mommy ma, because they from Haiti. They're Haitian. And his sister, we're best friends. She used to work for me with Keith. And, we just family. So Herbie asked me, he was like, he called me and he was like, Jack, I got something I want you to sing on. And I was like, what? And he said, I want you to get on this Salt and Pepper record, but I need help. And I said, well, what you want me to do? I'm down. D family. So he was like, I need you to come in and help fix this song. So I said, all right, I'm down. I come. So he had another friend of actually under the same umbrella as me with management, a producer by the name of Stanley Brown. Okay. Stanley did Don't Wake Me, I'm Dreaming for Christopher Williams. And he did so much stuff. And he's actually, he was the musical director on Sunday's Best. He does a lot of gospel stuff, but that's a bad boy. And we went in, me and Stanley went in and it was like, okay, fix the song.
Right.
And we were like, okay. So I went in, I listened to the track. I said, okay, let me do it. Let me do it kind of and do it my way. And let me, redo the words a little bit and make it sound like something Shaka would sing. So I sung it, Stanley played it, and then I sung it and I asked Herbie, what do you think? And he was like, oh, I'm blown away. This is it. So I was like, okay, bet. So, it actually became Salt and Pepper's first number one hip-hop record on the Billboard charts.
Yeah.
So, it was just a thing. Let's just do it. I got in trouble though, because I call myself not I didn't pay my manager no attention. I didn't pay Hiram Hicks no attention. He said Jackie no because they didn't want to give me a point on the record. So I said no.
Talk about Hiram Hicks isn't that Drew Hill's manager? What didn't he used to manage Drew Hill?
He signed Drew Hill. He signed Drew Hill to Island Black Music. He was the president of Island Black Music, but he was my manager before that. He managed me, BBD.
He's been around for a while.
Keith Sweat. Yeah, he's been around. Hiram been around for a while. And I think he's actually doing something crazy right now. He was on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta doing something retarded. And I was like, oh my goodness. I just had to
yeah.
I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
So what was I talking about? Oh, Hiram was mad at me. He didn't want me to do the thing because he said, no, Jack, they're not gonna give you they're not giving you a point, don't do it. So here I go. Yeah, you know what? I want to do a hip-hop record. I want to sing with some rappers. I want to try that.
Yeah.
And my record was like on hold because it was finished. Right. My record was finished in 1990. It didn't come out to 92.
Hold on. Ms. Jack, so you telling me, when did you actually sign with MCA then? Because I remember when you dropped your first album. So when did you actually sign with MCA then?
I signed with MCA in 89. And I was finished. I signed with MCA 89. I was finished the album in 90. And I remember right when I was finished the album, because I went to Jamaica after because I was so tired.
Yeah. And
my girlfriend's boyfriend got killed. And we were like, we're gonna go to Jamaica just so she can, and where did I go? I'm trying to remember. So I went to, I was on MCA, 1990. I had all this space in between.
Where was Keith? Was he on MCA? What was he on?
No, Keith was on Vintertainment Electra. So yeah, he was on Vintertainment Electra. So I ended up doing a deal with MCA Universal. So, my record got put on hold because it was so many people on Universal. It was ridiculous. It was New Edition, Patti LaBelle, Gladys Knight. I don't want to miss nobody because there was so many of us. You had Uptown, so you had Albie Shore, Jodeci, Mary. It was so many of us. It was disgusting. Oh, Shantae Moore was on MCA.
Who was running MCA? What was that? Gerald Busby and Lil Silent?
He was at MCA then.
Right.
But I was signed by the president of the label. At the time, his name was Al Teller. He was a white dude. So because I got signed by the president of the label, nobody wanted to touch my project. The only one that was like, okay, well, Andre Harrell wanted to manage me. So Andre was managing me first for a little minute. And then Hiram started managing me. But nobody wanted to touch my record because they were scared because I was like signed by, the president. But Keith and Teddy were initially supposed to do my record. And they started battling back and forth. So neither one of them wanted to do the record with each other. And I'm sitting up here like, well, wait. I'm like, first of all, this is not even fair. Teddy, we started together. So why wouldn't you not work? Well, I'm not working with Keith on it. So no.
So that's why. So that's why what's his name? Bobby Wooten was working with Keith Sweat on that second album. Because I always wondered, I used to wonder like why Teddy not on it, which is man, that one is that second album, that second Keith album, man. I go back and forth which one is my favorite. But
you know what? I like both of them because Teddy did what he did, and then Bobby did what he did. And I worked with Bobby. Bobby actually produced It Hurts Me on my album, where Keith was on my song. And Bobby's he is still a great producer. Right. I don't know how much stuff he's doing now, but Bobby did his thing. So where Teddy left off, Bobby came in and did a great job.
Picked it up. Yeah, he did.
He really did. So, but like I said, with my record, everybody was fighting. Nobody wanted to get along and act right. And Puffy came in and he said, let me do Jacci McGhee's album. Because the first thing he said to them was, Jacci is not, me, and I'm going to tell you this, and people don't know it, so people are going to start knowing it because I got to talk about it.
Talk about it. Come on.
They came to me. Andre came to me first with the whole idea of me being the queen of the ghetto, queen of hip hop soul. Like
Mary J. Blige.
Yeah. And I did not want to be the queen of the ghetto. I talked about this. We just did a Zoom a couple of months ago. Yeah. About Uptown and what Andre was for us and to us and in our lives, what he has done.
Yeah,
and I talked about it.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Yeah. And I talked about it, you know, that Andre yelled at me, cussed me out. I said he's probably still mad at me today about it. He done moved on, transitioned on. He's probably still mad at me because he wanted me to be the queen of the ghetto, the queen of hip hop soul. And I told him I'm not ghetto. I said, I'm not ghetto. I'm not doing that, you know, because I was always the wild one, wild, different hair, you know, the wigs, just crazy. I was always ahead of my time. So I didn't feel like I was ghetto. I was like, I wasn't brought up in the ghetto. I brought up in South Farmburg, South Carolina, in Virginia. I don't know nothing, you know. So I was like, I'm not doing that. But what happened when Puffy said, let me work on Jacci's album, you know, he said, I see Jacci as a Black Madonna. Puffy had the perfect idea. I was there. I was like, yes, somebody finally understands me.
He gets it.
And they would not let Puffy work on my record.
I was just about to say, because I don't remember him on that album.
Huh?
I was just about to say, I'm like, hold up, because I don't remember him on the album.
No, they would not let Puffy work with me. They wouldn't let him do no songs on me. And Puffy, he had a great idea. He really did have a great idea. So
you saw that vision, that visionary of Sean Combs. You saw that.
But that's when I knew. But that's when I knew how dope Puffy was gonna be, because Puffy's vision was bananas. So he knew stuff when he saw it. You know, right? He's like, oh, okay, that one could be a star in a whole different realm of music, you know, or whatever. He sees that he has that gift, you know. But they fought me on that, so you know, of course I didn't end up doing it. But the album, my first Jacci McGhee record, I don't want to get in front of you because I know you'd be like, oh, did you jump in front of me?
No, hold on, I gotta stop you again.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I gotta stop. We gonna tell the Jacci McGhee story. We gonna talk about it. We gonna tell it the correct way, Miss J. We gotta put some respect on your names, Queen.
Thank you.
I'm putting some respect. So forgive me for going back, you know, because you know you did the Salt and Pepper record, and one thing I noticed, like your voice stood out so much in that song, but how come you weren't in the video? What was that all about? Like
what, the Salt and Pepper video?
Yeah, no. Or why didn't you get? I don't remember you getting credit. Like you know, like on Make It Last Forever. When you open the album cover, you see featuring Jacci McGhee. But
no, it said that too in Salt and Pepper in the Black Magic's album. It says Expressions featuring Jacci McGhee.
Okay, I stand corrected. I apologize.
No. You know what I'm gonna tell you what it really was.
I'm pretty sure. I thought it was probably just in the album credits. Like if you open it up and you look on that particular song and you can see like vocals, but I didn't remember actually seeing featuring. So it was on the record. Like if you saw the record, it said featuring Jacci McGhee. So they didn't hide me. The video, they did me wrong because I was a little bum in the video in the garbage can and saying my little expression part. But the whole thing was me. I did not know that was Huh? I didn't know that did not look like you.
That's me all day. The little bum in the garbage can with the short haircut.
Yeah.
It was me, Herbie Lovebug, and Play from Kid and Play. We were supposed to play bums in the video and then turn into these bums that got their lives changed over. And then we come out, you know, looking different and you know, doing out whatever. But Herbie's house caught on fire the day we were doing the video shoot, and he didn't get to make it to the video shoot until it was almost over. So I had beef with Salt about it because, you know, the director Millicent, who ended up being my music video director, she was like, well, it says it here, but Cheryl's saying, you know, you're not supposed to change your clothes. You're not changing your clothes. And I'm like, wait, I know I ain't come to be in no damn video, be a no bum. And then I'm not changing my clothes. So, of course, I left from there with an attitude ready to punch people in the face. And that's all I'm saying. But I'm better now because this is how many years later.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I forgive you, Cheryl, but I did want to punch you in the throat then, and she knew it. But I was really mad about that. And it wasn't even Pep, it was Cheryl.
Yeah.
But, you know, like I said, that's all water under the bridge. We still ended up with a double platinum single, you know. So
that Black Magic album, that was I like that. I think that was that was the first hip hop album I bought from females. That's
okay.
Okay. I had that on tape. I bought that on tape.
Okay.
And I remember that song was the first song on there on the album.
Wow. That's
that
crazy.
was the very first song on that Black Magic album.
Black Magic. You know what? I wasn't even home I never went out with Salt and Pepper to promote it or anything because I was out on the road with a rock group, with the rock group Toto, that did Rosanna, Hold the Line,
Africa,
Georgie Porgy. Yeah. So I was out on the road with them, living the luxurious life. Because you know when you go
that's what I'm talking about, Miss Jackie. You just glossed over you being a session vocalist. Working with Toto. Toto won 1982 Album of the Year. And next thing you know,
got so many Grammys that year. I remember because I was in 11th grade.
Yeah. They dominated the Grammys. They got one for Africa. Yeah, they got one for the album and they got one for Africa.
Yep. Yeah. And I remember sitting saying, you don't know who you're going to end up working with, no nothing. Because I was a Toto fan. Never knew that I would ever sing with them. I'm sitting up here like, it was 6 years later after I saw them win the Grammys, or 8 years later after I saw them win the Grammys. Yeah. I'm singing with them and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm singing with Toto. This is crazy. And it wasn't like I had to have an audition or anything. Their manager had some artists on MCA, a country artist, Vince Gill. So my girlfriend called me and she said, you know, I'm doing this Toto gig. She used to sing with me with Keith Sweat. And she said, I'm doing this Toto gig. And I mentioned, because they said they need another singer. And she said, you know, I mentioned your name and they went crazy. They were like, we know her. We know her. Jacci McGhee. What? You know, they knew Make It Last.
Talk about which one? Which one? Steve Lukather, Jeff Porcaro?
No, this was their management, because their management had another artist on MCA. They had a country artist, Vince Gill. So, and he was a major country artist that got Grammys. Yeah, he was getting Grammys every week. Yeah. So when Jenny gave them my name, they were like, we know Jacci McGhee. She's on MCA too. We know her voice, everything. So I didn't have to audition for Toto. All they did was send me my ticket and my money and my per diem and was like, come to LA. We're going to rehearse for a month. That was it. And I stayed with them. I worked with them for 2 years. But my record had to come out, so I had to leave because my record was dropping. But when I tell you I learned the most from them, I mean, and I did Toto and I did Keith in between again, another tour with Keith. And then I went back to Toto again before I had to stop for my album dropping. But I learned so much from them. It's incredible. They knew how to, and I know it's a big difference between R&B and rock, because you're going to get way more money, you know, in rock or whatever. But it's just the things that they taught me. You know, they were like, Jackie, when you get your own band, make sure you pay your band first. If you lose money, that's okay. You make sure you got a good band and you paying them, they'll always be loyal to you. And it was just little things that I took with me, you know, to my career after I left them. But that was the most amazing part of my life. I traveled parts of the world that I never thought I would travel because I didn't travel them with Keith. I didn't go abroad with Keith much. I went to like London with Keith, and that was it. Everywhere else, like all my European, tours, Japan and all that was all with Toto. Nothing with Keith. And we stayed in Europe like for 5 months at a time. Wow. And then we would break and have a break and go home, and then we come right back.
Actually working with because I know Toto really well, like Jeff Porcaro, the legend drummer. He
died when I was singing with them. He passed when I was singing with them, and you talking about broken. I was so hurt because I love me some Jeff Porcaro. He's one
of my favorite drummers all time.
What? Beast. Just to work with him. When I tell you,
Steve Lukather, people don't know Jeff Porcaro, Steve Lukather. He played on Michael Jackson Thriller.
Well, all of them were studio musicians. It was the Porcaro brothers.
Yeah.
David Page.
Keyboard player.
And Steve Lukather. They were all studio musicians. They played on everybody's stuff.
Everything.
Everybody.
Yeah.
All the big wigs. Their brother Steve Porcaro, he wrote Human Nature.
Human Nature,
And the crazy part is when he talked about the story on how he wrote it, he said his daughter was asking him, well, how come, why these people don't like these people? And this don't like that. And he was trying to explain it to her, and he told her, baby, that's human nature. And he wrote Human Nature from that. It was crazy. Wow. He was telling the story. We was like, wow. But working with Toto, I got to meet so many other people. Eric Clapton. I met Quincy. We met Quincy Jones, and we actually did a set with Quincy with us in Montreux, Switzerland. Wow. I met George Benson when I was out with them. Michael McDonald, I got to sing with Michael McDonald because he needed singers for the night, and he asked could he borrow us, me and my girlfriend Jenny, and we were like, hell yeah.
That's the guy right there.
Oh, that's right. I got to meet Bon Jovi, Eddie Van Halen. Eddie Van Halen used to come to our rehearsals when we were rehearsing in LA because he was close friends with Steve Lukather. So just my experience, and then us flying first class and business class everywhere, and then private jets, and then having a chef, touring with
it was a whole nother ball game.
Then I had to go back to Keith and sing because my record was dropping. So Hiram was managing Keith too, and Hiram was like, Jack, I need you to go and do some dates with Keith because your record's about to drop, and I know you want to still do Toto, but we need you to do this R&B stuff right now. So I'm like, all right. Man, the tour is not gonna be the same. That's terrible.
All right, so look, it's 1992. It's 1992. Okay. You move it. You was performing with Toto for the past 2 years. You was doing session work. And now here's the year's 1992, and now it's time to release your debut album, your self-titled debut album. Right. I just want to go back just a little bit, but what was the direction? What was the musical direction for that particular album? Being that you said you recorded in 89, 90, I believe, but then it was released in 92. So just go back to, the beginning of recording that album. What was the musical direction? What was, what was that?
They didn't really have a direction for my album. It was so crazy. They kind of let me figure out everything. And I'm sitting there like, well, how the heck I'm going to figure this out? I'm 23. Like, what am I supposed to be doing? I don't get it, and I love the people that I worked with on the record. Like I said, I worked with Bobby Wooten, and I worked with I'm trying to think. Oh, Bernard Bell.
I was just about to say, he used to work with Teddy Riley.
Yes, and I can't. Oh my gosh, B would kill me if I was forgetting about him. Bernard, is of course Regina Bell's brother. Yeah, and Bernard is such a great producer.
Super talented. He's super
such
talented.
a great writer. He had 2 strokes, so now he's down, but he's doing good. He's doing good, and I love.
Okay. I didn't know that.
He Bernard produced a couple of songs, and he had Regina come, and Gina sung on, some backgrounds for me. Her and Allison Williams, and I'm trying to think who else, and then my girlfriend Jenny. They sung stuff that was ridiculous. I mean, they sung their entire heads off. And B did, I wanted to do a remake of a song with that New Birth did. For the people that know who New Birth. Yeah. I wanted to do this song, been such a long time over, because I love New Birth. So I was like, B, you think we can do this? And Bernard was like, yep. Bernard did the doo-doo out of that damn track. I mean, he did that track like nobody's business. And I also got to do another remake of The Closer I Get to You. And I had James M. Tume, who is my Uncle M. Tume. That's who I started, and I was around with when I was 12 and all of that.
You work with Reggie Lucas? You work with Reggie Lucas also?
No, just Toombs.
Okay.
M. Tume came in and he reproduced it, but he said, let me put a little different spin on it because of the time, the era.
Right.
So he put like kind of a little kind of little reggae kind of groove on it, and I loved it.
Yeah, I love that.
It was like
you killed it. You killed it, Jacci.
Thank you.
That entire project, I love that. I love that project, especially
don't say Skeezer.
Yeah, I like Skeezer. Oh, I love that song. I remember seeing that come. Whoa,
that was Herbie.
I love that song.
That was Herbie Lovebug's crazy self. He taught me. He was like, Jack, I got this record, and then Hiram made me do it. He was like, come on, Jack, this record is hot. This could be, this could be a first single. Well, but you know what? The video was number one on the box.
You was looking slamming in that.
Oh, thank you. But what's crazy?
Hey, that's a 90s phrase right there.
Right. Come on, that was slamming. You stupid. But what made it hot? But what made it hot to me wasn't me. What made the video hot was Big Les, Josie, all the dancers, Marilyn, and all of them that danced for they did the Remember the Time video. They danced with Janet, they was dancing with everybody. But Leslie, Big Les was on the road with us with Keith. So I called Leslie and I said, Leslie,
man. That used to be my
I was like, Leslie, okay, I need you to
hurry up. Shout out Bill Cleveland. He's still on the radio. He's still on the radio out here in DC.
Who?
Joe Claire.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Joe Claire. Yeah, he's still on every morning.
Wow, that's good.
He's still on the radio. Yeah, Joe Claire. He from here. He from the area.
Oh, okay.
And they used to play that song on. They used to play that song to death on Video Soul.
Oh, please.
Yeah, like, Johnny Simpson used to show love to that. I don't know what you talk about, Miss Jackie.
No, because I did not want to do Skeezer. I was like, this is so embarrassing. I'm gonna get in trouble. My mother gonna say something. Because it was like a Beyonce before Beyonce doing a little bit much, So it was like, I was like, I let the girls be a little bit more risque. I was like, I can't wear all of that, short stuff. And it was just because I'm not that. So I was like, no, I'm not doing that. But I loved when we did the video. I loved how the video came out. I thought Skeezer was a sexy, raunchy, but still classy at the same time.
Yeah, it wasn't that far out there,
Well, watch it again, and you're gonna look at the girls in the cage. One girl that's in the cage, she got a long blonde ponytail. That's Spike Lee's wife. That is Tanya Lee.
Oh yeah, he married her. I think they got married that same year in '92.
That's when she met him at my video shoot.
Yeah, they got married.
That's how they got together. She met Spike at my video shoot.
Oh, look
and I remember telling me she was going on a date with him. I was like, ew, y'all hooked up on the video. I was like, yuck. But then they ended up getting married. Now I'm so happy for both of them. They have beautiful children. Yeah. And it was, but yeah, that was Skeezer was it was a little risque for me though.
All right. So look, let's talk about the lead, the hit, the top 10 hit. With you and Keith Sweat. Talk about that. Talk about that. What was the how was it putting that song together? And I believe that was your first time working with Keith Sweat since Make It Last Forever. Because did you do anything on Keep It Coming or?
I did.
I'll give all my.
Knew that you were cheating. I did this. I'm singing on Knew That You Were Cheating on Me.
You know what? How in the heck did I forget that? That's on I Give All My Love to You. On that, you did. How did I just?
I did that. Then who told you, boy? That part.
You and
Gerald. You would have never known if somebody didn't tell you. I should have did more, but I didn't get to do more because I forgot what happened. But it was supposed to be an extension to that song, and we didn't end up doing it. I don't know why. I can't remember. But that was me on that.
You were cheating for it. That was my jam right there. I love that song right there.
You are funny. Yeah, me and Keith actually after that, that's when we did It Hurts Me. But Bobby and I had already went in the studio and started laying down It Hurts Me, and then we called Keith and asked Keith, can you do this? Can you do a duet on here? Something? Can you come on here and sing? He was like, yeah, girl, I can do it. Hiram had to call him. And he was like, yeah, because Hiram said, I think Keith should be on the record. And I said, okay, I don't have a problem with that, And it hurts me. It hurts me did really well. We went to number 33 on the charts, and we actually we probably would have got higher on the charts. But what happened was MCA wanted to pull it so they can put out the following single, which was Something's on Your Mind. And we had the single cover. We had everything ready. Everything was ready. Chucky Booker did a remix for it. It was hot. And then they just shut my record down and said, okay, we want you to go back in the studio and start your second album. I was like, y'all are killing me with the shenanigans. Like, they were killing me. So we just stopped right in the middle, and I started on the second album. And the second album was fire. Never came out. Jermaine Dupri did 3 songs.
So what did you think?
Real
quick. I want to let's go back to that first album before you get to the second album. What after the album was finished, I mean, how did you feel about it? Like overall, were you pleased with that album?
I was pleased with my album.
Like as far as what you contributed to the album and what was contributed to the album, were you pleased with? Like sonically, how did you feel about that album?
No, I loved it. I loved what I did because I actually wrote Denied and it That's How Much I Love You. And what's the other song I wrote? Me and Bobby wrote them together, Bobby Wooten. Trying to think what other song I wrote on there. Denied, That's How Much I Love You, and something else. I'm missing a song. But I love the whole direction of that album. I thought they didn't have a direction. It just kind of made itself up. Right. But I loved how it was going. So when they said, okay, we're going to stop and go back in the studio, I was like, we didn't even put the, Something's on my mind out. And we didn't, but, it was because
you and Mary, y'all were like, you guys were on MCA like at the same time. So, you know.
And that's the thing. It was so many of us coming. It was Shantae Moore. It was Mary. It was me. It was, Patty and Gladys. They're gonna get Patty and Gladys in because that's their old money makers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They want to put people out that they're gonna push. So and like politics with the record labels constantly change. You got new people coming in all the time. And when they come in and they're looking at numbers of records, who did what? of course, you end up losing out if all the numbers are not there. You know, they broke even with my album. I mean, when I did my deal, I did a whole good deal. It was a very, very, very good deal. So
I know that's right.
I'll put it this way. I was $1.1 million in the hole when they dropped me, and my attorneys went in and worked it out, and then that was it.
Wow.
They cleaned my slate, and they gave me 20 grand on the door out. So I was like, okay, bye, thank you. You know, it wasn't no love loss.
Okay.
Or, you know, nothing crazy.
So the MCA experience, it was okay. It was all right.
Yeah. I mean, I was on MCA for a good while. I was on MCA from 88. I signed with them in 89. I'm sorry. 89. The beginning of 89, I signed with them.
So when you were in 88, that's when Lou Silas and Gerald Busby was there in 88, right?
Right. And
how was your relationship with them two?
I mean, I didn't really have to deal with them. Like I said, I was signed by Al Teller, the president of the label, so I didn't really deal with them. I knew, you know, Lou, I knew Gerald Busby, but and all of them treated me well. Like everybody was always nice to me and whatever, but everybody had a different agenda for who their artists were in their minds on the label. So I wasn't one of them, you know, I wasn't their artist. It like Lil had
New Edition,
Shantae Moore, and who else did Lil have?
I know Gerald had Gerald. I know New Edition was his
right,
baby.
Exactly. So all of that stuff was more important than Jacci McGhee and Hiram. He's in there, you know, fighting for BBD, and instead of fighting for my stuff. And I'm like, Hiram, really? You know, come on, you got to make sure my stuff is getting out too. We got BBD, I mean, everybody's family, but it's like I'm getting left out. So, you know, I mean, my whole everything, I was like, okay, I gotta fight everything. I actually started to get discouraged after a while. You know, when I got dropped after we finished my second album, it was hot. It was a great album. We were about to start doing the all of the, what do you call it, artwork and everything.
Right.
And they dropped me, and when they dropped me, I was pregnant with my first son, and I was like broken, you know, because I tried so hard. And I was one of those artists that I never gave anybody any problems. I tried to work on stuff and help them as much as I could.
Right.
Like if the limo wasn't gonna be at the airport to pick me up, I tell them, make sure whoever you have for that city, tell them pick me up in their car. I'll be there. You know, we can get in their car to go to radio and do what we got to do. I wasn't like, you know, I wasn't a prima donna and trying to say, oh, I need this and I need that and everything got to be right. I was like, nope, who's coming to get me? I'm getting right in their car. Where we going? You know, and that's how I was. I was never, you know, the one. And I think because I never looked at myself as a superstar. Or
even though you got this, even though you got the superstar voice.
Oh, thank you. But I just never saw myself, you know, like I saw myself on stage. I always envisioned myself on stage and doing all the best things that I could do and be. But I didn't have that thing like I'm not competitive. When I like singers, I like singers. I don't want to compete against you. I think that there's room for everybody. So I wasn't competitive, you know, like I'm gonna be Jackie, I'm gonna be, you know, I'm gonna be the diva, and I'm gonna be, you know, whatever. That was just not me. I wanted to be everybody's homegirl because that's how I was. You know, I got along with everybody.
Who were some of your your contemporaries, you know, that you was friends with in the industry around that time?
Of course, I had all the male friends. My friends were like Steve from Troop, you know, Mark Gordon with Steve Russell, Mark Gordon, Gerald Levert, Sean, and them. But I was closer to Gerald and Mark.
Did you work on something
Mark
with
mainly?
Them?
What did I work with? Who?
Did you ever do like any background vocals with them? Well,
No,
Levert.
you know what happened? Gerald and Keith were actually best friends. They were really close. So
Oh yeah.
Gerald came to the studios with us all the time.
Hold
He
on.
always
I
came
gotta
to
stop you,
shows.
Miss Jackie. I gotta stop you. We got another. I'm having another
No, go ahead,
moment.
go ahead.
I'm having another moment. So
Okay,
on that
okay.
album, on that "I'll Give All My Love to You" album,
Mm-hmm.
one of my favorite songs on there is, of course, I knew that you were cheating when you killed the ad libs, and you know I gotta put some respect on Gerald Levert's name on Just One of Them Things.
That Just One of Them Things was my song.
That's the best song to me. That's the best song on there.
You know what?
That's
I
the best
think
song
that
on there.
Steve Russell did the backgrounds on Just One of Them Things.
Wow.
Steve did all them backgrounds. Yep. That's crazy. He did all them backgrounds.
I didn't realize any backgrounds. It's just one of them. Because I know, Gerald, he kills it with the ad libs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gerald Levert is like the ad lib king.
Yes. All day. All day. But he were best friends. They were best friends. And that's how of course LSG came to play. Yeah.
How was your relationship with Gerald and Levert? Because I just interviewed Mark Gordon a couple of weeks ago, and that's
that Mark. I'm closer to. I was always closer to Mark. I was always closer to Mark.
Okay.
But I was close to Gerald too. Like I love Gerald. Gerald was a clown. All he wanted to do is laugh and play, act silly. A clown all day. Like if we go to Cleveland, it was like, okay, y'all know we gotta go, and it's gonna be a whole family thing, And I love Eddie. I love Eddie Levert. Sean was more like, I love Sean. I knew Sean, but Sean was more, standoffish, even though so was Mark. But Mark and I got cool, and then Mark and I ended up working together. So we were, and then when Mark and I worked together, Gerald was there a lot at the studio with us when we were working together too in Philly. So, I can say like between the groups that was like the closest that we got closer to was Troop and Levert. That was the two groups that we got the closest to while we were out on the road, and everybody became, friends or whatever. But even Tony was out with us, and I got cool with all the Tony, but especially Raphael and Dwayne. That was my boys, And there you go. That's right. But I remember when they started doing shows with us. I loved them just because they were different. Yeah. They were so dope, and they just brought a whole nother thing to hip hop. That was a whole nother hip hop thing. But just being able to go, we doing shows, and these people are on the bill with us, but we're headlining. That's the crazy thing. Keith Sweat was the headliner. So everybody would come open for Keith Sweat. And we killed it. I can't lie. We was killing that stage.
Keith was the biggest. I don't think people realize how huge Keith Sweat was back then. Like, as far as black music, I don't think there was a bigger male solo star than Keith Sweat. I'm trying to think. Outside of Michael Jackson, of course, and Prince.
Well, you had Keith, and Keith was, of course, that until Bobby came solo. When Bobby came solo, Bobby killed it.
Now, did you work with Bobby?
Huh?
Did you work with Bobby?
Let me tell you, I love me some Bobby Brown because he crazy. We were family because of Hiram.
He was on MCA also.
They were on MCA. He was on MCA. That's why I said MCA has so many people to put out. I got lost in all the stores.
Was Karen White on? Was Karen White on MCA?
No. Karen White. No, Karen wasn't on it. No.
I think she was on Atlantic. Maybe she was on Atlantic.
Yeah, she was on Atlantic. She wasn't on MCA. No.
Troop, Levert, and Karen White was on Atlantic.
Yes, was Atlantic. Yes, and and Chucky Booker was Atlantic. They all were Atlantic. We were MCA. Bobby, I always wanted to work with Bobby anyway, because we were all family, you know, because of Hiram having New Edition and BBD, you know, we all became family. So we knew each other, you know, we were around each other, whatever. I actually did get to sing with Bobby in 2005 or 6. He put a band together, and you know, my husband was playing piano, my nephew was rapping and being the hype man, and my brother-in-law was playing drums. It was crazy. But actually I wasn't even married to my husband then. We were dating then. And we went out with Bob, and that's when Bobby he was just splitting with Whitney. They had split up. So, you know, he was wilding and doing too much.
Yeah, that TV show.
Yeah, and it was after the TV show. This was after the TV show.
Yeah, a little bit after. Okay.
So yeah, we went out with Bob. I did some shows with Bobby, but Bobby's always been my boy, you know. He's always been, Bobby's a good dude. And I really, when I tell you, you know, Mark and I were talking about it, Mark Gordon, we were talking about it, how, because, you know, Mark is cool with Bob too, and you know, all of them from New Edition. And we were talking about how there's no way we can even fathom how it feels to lose 2 children and your ex-wife. I mean, I wouldn't even know what to call Bobby and say right now, because this is a mourning time for him and his family. And I remember his son coming out on the road with us.
He just lost his son, Bobby Jr., right?
Yeah, and his son came out on the road with us, and just knowing that he had to lose his child, another child. That's like Eddie losing Gerald and Sean. Yeah. You know, that's crazy. It's crazy.
That will still affect me to this day, man. I still ain't got over that.
Yeah, the whole Gerald and Sean, that was crazy. When Gerald passed, that was crazy by itself. But then when Sean passed, that was like, this is ridiculous.
Look, Jackie. This all of them right here.
Wow, you got all your Levert.
Yeah, all of them.
You had all, what was it? What they had? I got you. Did they have 7?
Yeah, all 7.
How many they had?
7.
Wow.
I got you. I got you too. I got you. Yours in the closet. I should have brought it.
My one.
Yeah, I got your
my one.
Hey, I listened to that.
Right, my one.
I love that project though. I don't care what nobody say. That project take me back. That project take me back to some good time, great music, you know.
Yeah, but you know, I don't feel bad about anything that happened like in my career. Nobody stopped my career but me. Yeah. I ended up doing, when MCA dropped me, I went to cosmetology school in between the shenanigans, because I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go to school. Maybe I'll open a salon and I'll sing again in a minute. So I got a phone call from MCA Publishing.
Okay.
And my girl, she was my rep. She said, I have a situation, Jack, something you might be interested in. And I was like, oh, okay. And she said, come meet me. So I went down, down to the
I know where you about to get going. I know where you're going to. I know where you about to get. Yeah.
And she said, okay, I got 2 situations. I have the brand new Heavies need a lead singer.
And what else? And go ahead.
Family Stand needed a new
There we
singer.
go. I was waiting. I was gonna bring it up. But go ahead. Hey.
So,
because I'm not gonna lie, I used to get those 2 groups mixed up. I swear.
Really?
I used to get the Family Stand. The sound was similar. Like,
it was similar. Yeah.
They had that type of R&B, funk, rock thing. You know.
Yeah. And I love both. That was the thing. Yeah. I love the brand new Heavies, and I love the Family Stand. So I was like, man, I don't know. I was like, I don't know which one. But the lead singer from the Family Stand, Sandra St. Victor, she and I were, friends. We were cool. So I knew she had left the group and went solo. And, the thing that intrigued me about working with the group was I was like, shoot, I can do my little rock, my rock stuff. Now I can, I can do this. So I went back and I called Kim and I said, Kim, we could do the Family Stand. She was like, I knew you were going to say Family Stand. I said, girl, because this is my time to do my rock stuff. I get a chance. So, and especially after doing Toto, I was, waiting for that chance to do that. So I ended up, going. I met with Peter Lloyd from Family Stand, and
you could have been the lead. You could have been the lead singer of two great bands, man. That I didn't know when you just met. Like, I know you was the lead singer of the Family Stand, but I had no idea that you was going to take over the lead in the Brand New Heavies. I had no idea.
I would have loved to. Oh my goodness, I would have loved to. And what's crazy? After I did the Family Stand, Raphael Sadiq tells me, Jack, if I had known, I would have let you do, Lucy Pearl instead of you doing. And I'm like, oh, come on, because I would have loved to do Lucy Pearl. So when we talked about it, Lucy Pearl broke up. And I was like, well, can't we do it now? And he said they took the name from him. So he couldn't do it under Lucy Pearl. Excuse me, because my daughter's asking me, she's diabetic.
I had no idea. I didn't know that.
I can't, Madison. Very quick. My daughter is diabetic, so I have to see. That's the whole thing about being home.
No, take your time. How old is your daughter?
My daughter's 11.
Okay. She's 2 years. 2 years.
Okay,
2 years.
Okay, can I finish?
2 years
I'm
older
sorry.
than my daughter.
How old is your daughter?
My daughter 9.
Oh, okay. Trust me, 9 and 11 is probably almost the same.
Okay.
She popped a string on her violin. She's like, Mommy, look what I did. I'm like, oh God. But because I know she's like, okay, you've been on for a little while now, and you forgot you got a child that needs shots in a minute. And matter of fact, Madison, you got to take your shot. You got to do your Atlanta shot, okay?
So you went ahead. No, it's all good. So you go ahead and you joined the Family Stand. Now, how was that experience? Like you said, you always wanted to do the rock thing because you work with Toto, and now you're working with the Family Stand. So how was that experience?
So so when I do the Family Stand, now I'm like all excited because we did the record at Electric Lady in New York. That was
Jimi Hendrix.
Yes, Jimi Hendrix Studio. Yeah. So that in itself, because we did a live album. I'm having a private summer, y'all. Sorry, I'm hot in my closet because I do Jacci closet from the closet. So I'm like, let me be in the closet, but I'm hot. But when I did the Family Stand, we did an album called Connected.
I remember that Connected.
To me, vocally, that was the best project that I've ever done, vocally, and it was live. Yeah. We had so much fun doing that record, and same thing. It comes out, it's doing well. Sylvia Rome, president of Atlantic, and we are at the time Warner Brothers Electric Atlantic. She loved the fact that I was going to do the record. We do the record. The record is dope. The record comes out.
That was a dope
project. We got our first single, which is You Don't Have to Worry, it's doing well. And then we were scheduled to do this big tour in Europe, and then it get pulled. And I'm like, what now? I'm like, why, God? What happened? So, I was bitter for a long time. I didn't want to sing anymore. After that, I was like, okay, I'm not singing. Whatever it is, I don't know what's going wrong. I don't want to sing anymore. So I stopped singing for I stopped singing for 11 years. I was like, I'm being mommy. I don't want to sing. No, I just wouldn't sing. I wouldn't do anything. I wasn't trying to record. I wasn't trying to do anything because I really got discouraged from it. I really did. But later, the Most High told me that the Most High put in my spirit I need you to do what I need you to do. So regardless of whatever else it is, you're going to do what I need you to do, not what Jackie want to do. And I had to learn that it wasn't my design. It wasn't because I did anything wrong or any of that. He didn't want me to do it because he had a whole different avenue for me to go down. Okay. So, you know, it was what it was, you know. Right. I stopped questioning it. And then I decided to come back out of my shell in 2014. Yeah. And I started doing little stuff. You know, I started doing a little bit of modeling for women over 40. And I started doing some acting. Okay. And I ended up doing this short film on teen suicide in the hoods. And I did it with the young actor, Mark John Jeffries. He played Little C's in the Biggie movie. And he played Losing Isaiah. He's a great actor. Yeah, I know the guy. He teaches. He's the bomb. We did that, and that move. It was a short film. It won an award for the mental illness film festival. And then I was going on to do some plays, and I started like trying to get everything going. And then my daughter got diagnosed with diabetes, and type 1 diabetes. And that took me from, okay, you know what, Father, really, you just don't want me to sing like that, you know, because I became nurse mommy, you know. But then, you know, after I got it, and I said, okay, I can schedule some things around her. I just have to take her with me everywhere. And I decided, let me do a single. And 2 years ago, I put out a single called If This World Were Mine. It's not a remake. Yeah, and we wanted to do it, you know, to kind of make it like a. And you look
amazing. You look amazing in that video as well.
Oh, too. Thank you so much. Yeah. My son shot the video. Okay. My son is a film major in college, and he graduates. This is his last year. Yeah, so this was his first year of college when we he was just going into college when we shot the video. Right. And he did an amazing job. Because I said I want this 90s. You know, that was my whole thing. I wanted it 90s. I was like, we need to bring some 90s stuff back just to make it work. You know, and then we could go ahead and let's put a trap music joint out. But let's try to bring some 90s stuff. So we put it out, and it was doing, you know, I was starting to do interviews and whatever. And then I kept losing my voice. My voice was hoarse. I didn't understand what was going on. I go to the doctor, and the doctor's like, you have nodes on your vocal cords and your esophagus is inflamed. You can't sing. You can't do nothing. You have to heal. And I'm like,
wow. What was that like hearing that type of news? You know,
I was like, again, Father, that's what I was saying. Yeah. What do you want me to do? That was my thing. I was
did that come from like from singing from all these years of singing? How does that work?
From the acid. It was from the acid because I have GERD, and because I have the GERD, my mother has it, so I have it, and you know that's acid reflux. And I think I probably got it got bad because my daughter has diabetes, and I stay up at night a lot to make sure her sugar's not dropping too much. Because I'm always, you know, like, oh gosh, I can't sleep. I gotta make sure she's okay.
Oh, I know about that type 1. That's I just lost a girlfriend to type 1 last year.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Wow. Yeah, how old was she?
She was 34
really?
years old. Yeah.
But what I mean, I'm asking you because, you know, was she on the pump or anything?
She had type 1 diabetes. But what complicated that is when she ended up having a kid before we got together, and she ended up start having kidney renal failure. So she got a kidney transplant, and she was doing pretty good. You know, she got a pancreas transplant and a kidney transplant. And when we got together, she was doing good. And then all of a sudden, her body just started breaking down and
rejecting. It was rejecting.
It started rejecting that kidney and that pancreas.
And the pancreas, yeah.
And so then we end up getting like this this machine, you know, this machine that kind of like clean her blood. I forgot what they call that. But you go to like
dialysis. For the dialysis.
Yeah. So instead of going, she was going to the center at first, but then, you know, she got tired of always going to they gave her the option of going to the center, or, you know, you could do it at home.
Right.
So
you could do it at home. Right.
Yeah. So we had the which if I could do it all over again, I would have probably just kept her going to the center. But I thought it would be convenient. So anyway, she had what you call the fistula in her arm or whatever.
In her arm, right?
Yeah. So you know, it was you know, just seeing her go through that, you know, just being a type 1 diabetic and just you know, she was like the strongest person, like woman, man, that was the strongest person I ever seen. Like she never complained. Like we lived like a normal life. Like she never complained. And last year she was on the machine and she just went into what do you call cardiac arrest. And
yeah. You know? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear this, because that's so. I mean, and as a mother with a daughter with type 1, it's no joke. It's not a joke at all.
I didn't know what that was. I didn't know the severity of type 1 until after I saw her go through it, and it just opened my eyes. You know, like that's something
the thing is, you know, and even like little kids being type 1, it's so hard for them because little kids want to eat what they want to eat. So my daughter's going through this thing now with, she hate everything. She hate me. She hate diabetes. She hate everything because she wants to eat what she wants to eat. And I keep telling her, of course, that because you are type 1 diabetic, you can't indulge in insulin just because you want chocolate this and chocolate that. No, we cannot do that because that makes it worse for you, and it makes it harder on your kidneys and your liver. So it's hard, like, you know, to deal with it. She has to go to therapy for it because it's a lot. It's a lot on the kid. It's a lot on me. I'll be like, look, what do I have to do? So that's what I'm saying. You never know what the Most High have for you, but He knew my journey before I knew it, you know? So
Amen.
I wouldn't change anything in the world about my journey and my what I've done. You know, some people are like, oh, do you feel funny because you have like 1 hit? And I say 2, you know, because I'm like, I have 1 hit, I had 2 hits, salt and pepper. So I'm like,
no, that's 3. You got Make It Last Forever.
3.
And then you got
It Hurts Me,
It Hurts Me. Then you got the salt and pepper.
Yeah.
That's 3.
Yeah.
So some people don't have one. Some people don't have. Some people have 0.
Right. You're right.
And they was on major labels. They was on labels.
Yeah. You're right. So, but I'm grateful. I'm so grateful for, you know, everything I has. I'm grateful, you know, that I have 3 kids. I have two older boys with the singer Mark Dorsey. You know, he did Crave and Love You Better LL. Because he was signed to.
I know Mark Dorsey. He's dope. Yeah.
Spike Lee. So I mean, we have 2 great men, young, and then I have my daughter with my husband, and you know, I wouldn't change my life, you know.
That's always a good thing.
I'm mommy. Yeah, and I'm mommy, you know.
No doubt.
My daughter can't say, well, mommy left me behind and said I'm going on the road. My sons can't say that either. You know, mommy left us on the road. I wouldn't, because I wouldn't do it anyway. But
that's like one of the things that a lot of times we
now I'm just
with artists. You know, like that decision. You know,
I wanted to.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Did you
say it again? No,
I say sometimes that's one of the things that we forget. you know, you artists, you guys sacrifice your lives for us to make, you know, music. And you know, it's refreshing to hear an artist that chooses their family, you know, for once, you know, because at the end of the day, you're a human first and you're a mother first.
That's right.
Before you a singer, before you're a singer and before you're an artist. And that's your number one priority. So I applaud you. I really applaud you for that, you know.
Thank you. Thank you. Because I mean, it's not, you know, for me, your children come first. You know, I don't care about no singing that much into being a star. You know, my days of that being star mess is over anyway. But I'm glad that, you know, see, for me now, I can just be Jackie, you know. If you know, I'm actually working on some inspirational music, because the Most High wouldn't let me do secular anymore, and I don't know why. So I said, you know what? Do you want me to do secular music? You know, I had to talk to him. What is, I mean, secular or some inspirational? You want me to sing about you? Okay, I got it. I'm with you. I'm with you all day. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do that. But then I had to throw the twist on. I said, so if I do inspirational music, because you know your gospel people act funny. So I said, so if I'm gonna do inspirational, can I do it with some hip hop and, you know, R&B and maybe some rock? And I think he's okay with that. So I started, you know, working on a project. I don't know when it's coming out, when I'm putting out first, no nothing. I just had in my spirit, I had started Jackie's Closet 2 years ago.
About it. That's what I was just about to ask you. I wanted to talk about that because I saw you chopping it up with Steve, man, the other day.
Oh my gosh.
What inspired you to start you know, doing
Steve is a mess. Well, okay. Originally, when I was gonna do the closet, yeah, just making short little videos telling people how to shop, or, you know, what to take out of their closet, what to put in, you know, give away stuff or whatever. But this time on my spirit, starting it back up, I wanted to help people get stuff out of their physical closets, you know, they're real closets, but to get rid of stuff out of the closets of your life, on top of you giving away stuff and donating it and then, you know, helping other people. And I just, you know, I told, when I was telling Mark about it, and I asked him, you know, you want to do it? Because I asked Aaron Hall to do it first. And Aaron was like, wait, baby girl got to do something for me first. Tell my daughter.
You just threw a legend name out there like it was nothing. Aaron Hall.
No, well, you know what? Aaron and I are really good friends, and as well as Chucky Booker and Mark Gordon and Steve. You know, the guys, I was always cool with the guys. And I asked Aaron to do it first, and I said, I'm gonna give you a little time, because I know you be telling me, Jackie, no. But I said, I'm gonna give you a minute. Get it together, because we're gonna do you soon. He was
that's
like,
MCA
okay.
too. I forgot about them. That's I mean, that's MCA also. I forgot about Guy.
Yeah. And I actually sung with Guy as well. I sung with Guy. I was on the road with Guy doing Goodbye Love with Aaron. But we all been, you know, close. We were all close anyway because of Teddy. You know, Teddy's my family, so we were all close anyway. But the whole thing with Jackie's Live for me is to for us to get stuff out of our closets to help other people. What's going on with our mental situation? What's going on with, you know, what we're hiding? Why are we hiding? We need to break generational curses. We need to, you know, we need to get to the bottom of how we're going to uplift our people and stop downing each other and say who's doper than this one and who's whack and who's this and that, when we can come together and be like, you know, we're all dope because we are all the Most High's chosen people, and he done gave us all gifts. We all have gifts. And it's for us to come together and use our gifts and uplift each other. That's how you build a nation. You know, a nation can't stand if a nation is, you know, against itself. So
There you
It's,
go.
you know, we got to come together as a people and as a nation. And that's my whole thing for Jackie's Closet Live, is for us to get all of that nasty, ugly, whatever, hurt, pain. We're going to cry. We're going to do whatever. We're going to get it out some type of way.
Yeah,
so we can help everybody. I want people to know that artists, they all, the other artists that want to be extra, I ain't got no time for that. I have time for the ones that want to tell their real story, tell their real hurts and pain.
No
you
doubt.
know, something that's going to help somebody else. So that's the page I'm on right now. And
so would you say, you know, because of your faith and everything, you know, me and you know, we kind of share the same faith.
Right.
I believe in, you know, I'm a Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
Faith. And
that's right.
Would you say that because of your faith, would you say that has really helped keep you grounded, and something that is that also something that can make you look back at your career and realize that you can formulate and prioritize. You can look back and say, this is what it's all about. Like, this is true happiness, you know. Would you say your faith plays a role in that?
Well, the reason why it does is because I grew up as a Christian, you know, and not to knock anybody that's a Christian, because my grandmother was a Pentecostal minister.
Right.
You know, I grew up in church, but I was studying and I had questions. Right. You know, that was my thing. Like, stuff that wasn't adding up. And I'm like, wait a minute. So because stuff wasn't adding up, I'm like, I need to start really studying. So I started studying 15 years ago. I started really studying and fasting. You know, that's when I first started doing a fast or anything. It took up until 4 years ago for the Most High to reveal to me who we were. He knew I wasn't ready. He waited until I was ready. Right. And then he showed me clear as day who we are. Now, us walking in that could be hard, because at the end of the day, you know, you could be scared to say who you are. Right. I'm not scared. I know who we are, you know, and it makes sense. Nobody came over on no boats nowhere with no chains around their necks and then had to till the ground for other people to live off the riches of the land. And we got nothing.
Except us.
Except that's what I'm saying. We are the ones. And we are from the tribe of Judah. We are the true, you know, Israelites. Yes, we are. And he said he was going to spread. The Most High said, I will scatter y'all amongst the earth and you will not know who you are.
The four corners of the
400 years. And our 400 years was up last year. So all this shenanigans that's popping off in 2020 is because he's about to raise his people up. He said, last shall be first and first shall be last.
Amen.
And he's gonna change it around. I said, I don't care who want to believe it. My mother argues me down to this day. She's like, well, I don't understand why you won't celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas. And I said, because Mom, I know our truth, and I cannot celebrate pagan holidays. I can't do it. Because that's not our holy days.
I can't do it.
You know, I do Passover. I do, you know, I do the feast days. So I don't know it all. No, I don't.
But, no doubt.
You know, I'm learning, and yes, I do go to the Sefer Bible for the Hebrew meanings of XYZ, but our main thing is to know who we are as a people, and to know that there was no J's, and his name ain't Jesus. His name is Yeshua. And you know what I mean? And God's name is, he's a God, but he's the Most High. He said, I am I am the Most High. His name is Yah. His name is Yahuwah. His name is in the names in the Bible. And they changed the names to make it, you know, not look like, but his name is worthy to be praised. So it's in Hallelujah. It's in Isaiah. It's in, you know what I'm saying? It's in, his name was in everything, and they changed the Bible around to make it, you know, to deceive and to deceive the masses. So, like I said, I don't knock nobody's religion or whatever, but it's about us knowing who we are
No doubt.
Because once we seek him, he says, seek ye the kingdom first and all its righteousness, and everything else will be added unto you.
Amen. There you go.
Once you start seeking him, he starts to add on to your life and show you. He opens up stuff.
Now, do you feel like, you know, now that you know who you are, and you know that, you know, the Most High came into your life, is this the happiest that you have ever been, even as far as, you know, your music career? You know, because I know when I came into the truth, like I came in the truth like in 2010. I just, you know, I stopped doing everything. I just like that. But it just gave me this sense of pride and knowing that I'm one of the chosen people. And I was just, to this day, like, it just that feeling has lasted me. That made me the man that I am. Like, I thought I knew it all. I thought I had all the answers. And you know, just coming into this truth, it just really humbled me. But at the same time, it made me look at life and realize what's important. And I say that to say this, like, by coming into this truth, were you able to reflect on your life and to, you know, prioritize things in your life and realize, you know, this is true happiness, knowing who you are? Like, how has this experience, this experience in regarding your faith, how has it been these past 4 years?
For me, you know, it's a lonely journey. You lose a lot of friends, and you lose, you know, a lot of people, because, you know, your Christian family that you grow up with, they don't want to hear nothing about you calling Jesus Yeshua. They don't want to hear nothing about you calling God the Most High, even though it says the Most High in the Bible, big as day.
Exactly.
Some of them can accept the Most High, but they can't accept Jesus' name being Yeshua or Yehoshua.
Right.
And they don't like the fact that you push back and you say, okay, I'm not doing any of these pagan holidays. They don't like the fact that, okay, now you're doing Passover and you're not doing, you know, Easter. And I just find that my journey is lonely. It's a lonely road. And I cried about it a whole bunch of times. And I was like, Father, this is bad. Like, I mean, it's good, but it's bad, because I feel joy and I feel proud that I know who we are. But it's like, I feel alone, you know. But he said many will be called and only few will be chosen. And I didn't get that before, but I have that now. I get it. And that's why I don't know what to sing. That's why I don't know what to do, because I'm like, okay, I can't go against, you know, his word. And I know what his word says. And I know he said, you know, to be in the world, but don't be of it. So it's hard for me, you know. It's hard for me. So I constantly stay in prayer, asking him, what you want me to do. You know, I'm like, Father, what do you want me to do? You know, your will is it's your will, not mine. And you are in us. You dwell in us. So tell me what you want me to do. And now, I really believe.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask you, have you ever shared your faith with like other artists, you know, that's in the industry, or, you know, some of your music industry friends? Have you ever shared it with them? And, you know, have any of them ever converted? You know, I hate to use that term convert, because that's what most religious people say.
Right. Well, have some of them come into the truth.
Have you enlightened other artists where they realize, like, wow, you know, what she's bringing forth, this is, you can't deny this stuff, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I've spoken to a few artists
you
about it.
Names. You don't have to say names or nothing like that, but
no, I'm just saying I talked to a few artists about it, and a lot of them are on that. Oh, why? You know what? You might be right, like, you know. And then what I see, even in my friends that were Christians that do know the truth, I still see that slow, I don't want to give up my Friday night, Saturday for the Shabbat, you know. It's like, it took me, I started doing this Shabbat 3 years ago. I started doing the Sabbath, Sunday night, Friday night to Sunday night. And I mean, Friday night to Saturday, I'm sorry. And it
Yeah,
took
that was
me a
the
minute.
hardest part for me. That was the hardest part for me.
That was hard for me. I'm not gonna lie. That was hard for me to start doing the Shabbat. But you know what? When I tell you I love the Shabbat now, because I'm like, oh, a day of rest. Woo, because you can rest and pray and be with your family.
Be with your family,
just, you know, not do anything worldly. Like I don't spend money and all of that stuff on the Shabbat. So of course the Shabbat was yesterday.
I said you're not even really supposed to travel.
No, you're not. But you know what? Like if I have emergencies or whatever.
Right. Oh yeah. No doubt.
I'll go. Like if I got to go to the airport, I'm gonna do that. Or if I have to go, like my daughter, she had to go to the hospital, and we were it was on the Shabbat. Of course, you're gonna do all of that because Yeshua says it in the Bible. You know, to the Pharisees, or you know, they were asking them that question. So anything like that, you know, you got to do certain things, but stop to come out of the world. And not go and do your regular Saturday, you know, shopping or whatever. I don't care if you're going to wash clothes or you're going to just, it's so hard to stop. Even me, I still clean in the house and I'm like, okay, Father, I know I'm not supposed to be cleaning something, but because I'm listening to the word and I'm just like doing stuff, but I'm not doing no deep cleaning, just picking up stuff or whatever. I have to still talk to him. And say, forgive me.
I don't think it counts like, you know, picking something off the floor, little stuff like that. You know, I think it's like work, you know, like real work or whatever. But you know, like, you know, I think it's a journey for all of us. Everybody's path and everybody's journey is different. And you know what I'm noticing is everybody is at a different spiritual level. You know, so what I've learned as I came into this truth, when I came, I was just coming at everybody. I was just like. I was just like,
because that's how you feel. You want everybody to know the truth.
I had all this zeal in me just and it just made, I was like, man, I feel so good about myself and I want you guys to feel good also. But what I noticed, I was scaring people away. Yeah. So I had to pull back. So now it's just, I'll share it with you, but if you don't want to listen, I just leave it alone. Like you know. I just keep it moving. It's just, you know, just something for my family. And if you want to be a part of that, that's cool. You know, like you say, he who has an ear, let him
hear. That's right.
Yeah, so,
that's right. You know, and that's all you can do. Cause I did the same thing. And I pulled back and I said, you know what? I'm not gonna tell everybody until the Most High says, tell that person.
There you go.
Everybody's not open to hear the truth. And he said a lot of people are going to be deceived. So, you know, I pray all the time, Father, don't let me be deceived. Please don't let me be deceived.
It's like, cry aloud and spare not.
That's right.
You know, but at the same time, you know, at the same time, we gotta have patience. We gotta do.
That's right. And we do. And I think
we gotta have compassion for our people. You know.
Yeah, I think when it's time for people to understand, first of all, we should be jumping off the roofs knowing that we the chosen people. That's how I felt about it. I was like, dang.
That's how I feel.
Right. We should be jumping off the roof like we chosen people. That's why we getting beat down all the time and nobody like us nowhere. Because we are the chosen people. So it's like, you know, you shaking somebody, you want to shake somebody. Like, you don't know we're the chosen people. Like, you know what I mean? But we can't do that because it's in the Most High's timing. It's in his timing. Right. So we got to, you know, fall back. But my daughter, she keeps coming to get me, and I know it's time for her to get her other shot.
No. I just want to say again, thank you for this opportunity to chop.
Oh no, thank you, thank you so much.
I hope we covered everything. I know you have really made a mark on the music industry, and particularly R&B, and we appreciate, you know, what you have contributed to R&B. You're a legend. You know, you're a legend, and I'm gonna give you your flowers while you're here. Yeah. Thank the Most High. You know, so with that being said, is there anything else that you have going on? You got any new music that you think about planning on releasing, or you know?
Well, I know like I said, you know, I'm working on an inspirational project, and that's basically it. I'm gonna do little things, you know, besides Jackie's Closet Live. I'm actually gonna be giving vocal lessons, but it's gonna be workout vocal lessons. So, you know, I just say people who follow me on IG and they're gonna hear because I'm gonna post it and I'm gonna talk about it. Other than that, no, they can go look at my old video from 2 years ago. If this were Roman, because I think it was a great
hair. And let me just say this: your hair, whoever did your hair, yo, shout out to that woman or man or whatever, whoever did your hair. Your hair look amazing in that video.
No, thank you. That was my girlfriend. She's from Africa, of course. She's a beast, Constance. She braids the heck out of my hair. I actually do it myself now because we're far away from each other. I moved to ATL. So
yeah, I heard you just moved. But real quick, how's that experience you've been so far, you know?
It's okay. It's okay for now. I live on the outskirts, so I'm good. On the outskirts, I'm good.
I used to live in Atlanta. I used to live out there for 5 years, from 2003 to 2008.
Oh, okay.
I was in Henry County.
In what?
I was in Henry County.
Oh, okay. So I'm in Gwinnett County. So
yeah, I lived in Gwinnett's. Not Gwinnett. I was in Forsyth County. I lived in Forsyth too.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to see because I said, Most High, you brought me here for a reason. So let me be easy and see what you brought me here for. So I'm not gonna knock it yet. I'm trying to get to, to know it. But I don't know. Like I said, I just got to go with the flow because there's so much stuff going on. I gotta see what he wants me to do, what his direction is, because it's not about music. It's not about none of that. It's about whatever purpose he has for us here and what's going to be next, So that's it for me. Like I don't do nothing special. I just want my people to come together and I want my people to be, to become a nation like we're supposed to be.
Rise up.
And for us to rise up and lift each other up and let's have businesses and let's take over, damn it.
Well, look, Miss McGhee. Again, it's been an honor. This has been one of my biggest. This I've been waiting a long time for this. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of your work. I love what you do. I love what you contribute to music, and we love you. We love you.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for having me.
No doubt.
What you're doing is dope. Anytime you want me to come back, email me. I got you. Anytime.
I appreciate
anytime.
It. Well, look,
my phone is telling me to shut it down too because it's telling me I got 9% left.
All right. Well, look, Miss McGhee, we love you. Thank you so much for blessing the podcast. May the Most High continue to be with you. And, thank you again. You have a good night.
Thank you. And shalom. Right. Thank you.
Shalom, Quay.